this guy, Mr. Darth Vader. You know, it's kind of funny because, you know, part of my life today started with, you know, me growing up, you know, watching Star Wars and falling in love with these characters and adventures, and, you know, got my mind being able to be creative, you know, buying action figures and making out scenes and stories from Star Wars. And it kind of, you know, as I got older, you know, it kind of stayed with me. So that's what kind of got me going as far as wanting to become a filmmaker, tell stories and stuff. So, you know, it's amazing when you're a child, like how much these little things that you see as a kid, how they affect you as when you're an adult. So it's just been very instrumental with, you know, my storytelling and my imagination. So this guy, Darth Vader, this is the illest because, you know what? Multifaceted. He had a bunch of different layers. Started off good, turned bad for, in his mind, what would be good reasons. Is that a lot of people say that, you know, just because you may think he's bad, in his mind, he feels everything he does was justified. So even when you're talking about like characters in movies and stuff, there's always different layers to them. And Darth Vader was a very layered character. I remember when Luke said that, you know, when he heard that Darth Vader said that he was his father. You know, I was a little kid, like, you know, Darth Vader's lying. It can't be. This is ridiculous. And then when you find out that it was his father, it was like, oh my God, how could this possibly be? I'm a 9, 10-year-old kid. So just seeing that level of drama around what I thought was like a kid's story just really influenced me in terms of how characters are developed and how diverse they can be and the different layers. So Darth Vader's the man, none of that, you know. So my creative process in terms of coming up with stories or scripts, it's funny. I sit and talk to people, watch people, listen to people, try to get real life type situations that are interesting to me. But my scripts, they sit in my head for a long time before I actually sit down and write them. And it gets like a glass of empty glass that's filled with water till it overflows of information. And once the water is filled and is overflowing, that's when I start to write. And it's never a set genre, perhaps, because I write in multiple genres. The way these ideas come to me is very organic. It could be from us just having a conversation right now. I come up with a story based on being here, a whole feature. You know what I mean? So they just come from different places. And that's kind of how it starts, and then it translates to the computer screen, to the script, and then we're up and running. And then the other thing is, when I'm writing scripts as a filmmaker, I've already seen the movie play out in its entirety in my head, shot for shot, beat for beat. So when I put down the computer and start writing, you know, where it takes, some people may take, you know, a year, 8 months to write a script, you know, I can knock out a first draft in about 4 weeks. But the work in getting to that particular part may have took a year all in my head before I'm ready to go ahead and put it down and make record of it. So that's my process. It works for me. And yeah, right, you know, hip hop influences my creative vision, like listening to Kendrick Lamar and the pictures that he paints and stuff. It really helps me visually. So when I'm writing or creating, I'm listening to Kendrick. I'm also listening to some Bone Thugs. I love Bone Thugs, and listen a little bit of Drake here and there. So that's where my creative vibe comes from. That's what's playing in my background, in my head. New directors I'm checking for. One guy is J.D. Dillard. Shout out to J.D. Dillard. Haven't met you, bro, but big fan of your movie you did called was this Slight. Superhero movie set in the urban landscape that I believe he did for a very, very minimum budget, and Blumhouse picked it up. From what I read about this guy, you know, working for J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot while they're making Star Wars, at his front desk, you know what I mean, doing that type of stuff. And I see a big career for this guy. I really enjoyed that movie, man. Issa Rae, of course. I love Insecure, which I think is a dope series. There's a couple others, definitely like Justin Siemens, Dear White People. I think that's some real clever stuff in that particular show. There's such a new wave of filmmakers and content providers that are out here, man. And you know, I'm a fan of everybody, and looking forward to contributing my work amongst them.